Okay, so I know this gonna get the ladies mad. I know this gonna get the ladies mad, and I'm sick, but yeah. But I'm sorry. If you are a single mother, you need to stop trying to make it a requirement to make a dude provide. I'm sorry. He don't have to pay all the bills for no single mother, because I mean, he could provide if he want to. And I'm not even trying to say like, oh yeah, cause I'm better cause I ain't got no kids. None of that. Cause I don't even be on that. But I feel like a woman with no kids only needs a man to pay all the bills in a 1-bedroom apartment. Like, that's realistic with one income. You dead wrong to be asking a man to pay for multiple bedrooms or to pay for a house, basically to provide for a family, a whole family, off one income that ain't even his. Like, you sound bogus, especially if your baby daddy wasn't even doing that. Like, if you wanted that type of lifestyle, then you should have just married your baby dad. Like, and you shouldn't even want to move your kids into some dude's house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. Like, you shouldn't, as a single mother, you shouldn't try to put all the financial burden on him when you coming with extra dependence. Like, you sound crazy. Like, that's just bogus. Like, now, I'm all for women having standards, but y'all need to be realistic. Like,
I don't know if anyone agrees, but at my big girl age of 30 plus, I've come to the realization that I'm going to be single forever. And you know what? That is perfectly okay, because it does not matter how cute you are, how many boxes you check off on paper, your degrees, a man will still deem you unfit of commitment in a relationship. I strongly believe that God has blessed me with love through motherhood of this cool baby boy back here, and I just might not be deemed fit for an intimate and interpersonal relationship with a man. 6'4", dark-skinned chocolate man of my desires. In this season, I'm embracing loneliness without the sadness. One day at a time.
I am right now, like, so chronically single. Like, I think men are allergic to me. I don't even know. So if anyone wants to have a crush on me, feel free. I'm not even picky at this point. I'm not picky. Beggars can't be choosers. So if anybody wants to fall in love with me, let me know. I'm down. Unless you give me the ick, then that's game over for you. And that's the issue. Everyone gives me the ick. So I think it's just me and my cats for the foreseeable future. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not upset. Not at all. It's really the men of Austin that are missing out on me, not the other way around. Don't get it twisted.
You might want to save that energy, ma'am, because at this rate, chronically single is about to become your long-term reality.
I always say I get like a lot of attention from men, and I do.
Trying to date as a single parent is actually mentally draining. I'm not talking about the fact that we've got to try and get childcare or we've got to find the time to actually physically go on the dates. I'm talking about that we've got to make sure, like, we actually have to take dating so serious because there's children involved. Like, we can't be so blasé about it. We do need to know you as a person, like, in depth. It can't just be surface level stuff. Like, we need to know how you actually are as a person, because it's not just ourselves we've got to protect, it's the kids that we've got to protect. And I think we get misjudged a lot of the time because we look like we're taking things too seriously, or like it's not that deep. That seems to be the line, like, but it is, because there is children involved. And no, they're not necessarily involved right now, but if like we're dating or I'm dating you, then obviously the end goal would be to be in a committed relationship. And to be in a committed relationship, that involves like our child or children. Like, it's going to involve them. So I kind of do need to know if you've got paternal instincts in you, not because my children need another parent, but you're going to be around my children at some point. Because just because we're dating and it's just me and you dating at the beginning, my kids are going to come into play at some point if that progresses to a relationship. And that's really hard. And I find it really, really difficult because we have to look at things like, are they predators? Do they have a history of abuse or anything to do with children? Like, you can't just relax and enjoy the dating, because as much as you might enjoy it, got small ones to think about and protect at the end of the day. So yeah, so ladies, just be a little bit kinder on single parents when it comes to dating. I understand you might think they're being a bit more serious, or they're looking into things a bit too much or in depth. Like, they have to do that because it's not them they're trying to protect, it's their children they're trying to protect in the long run. So yeah, have a good day, guys. My thought of the day.
As a single mom, it is so hard to date. Like, I feel like I do not have the energy, the capacity, or the time to go out with these people, because I'm almost like, if you're taking time from me and my kids, you need to be worth it. And then I go on the date for 5 minutes and I'm just like, I'm paying a babysitter right now. I had to beg my mother. To watch these kids for you. And
Single moms in 2026 are so confused right now. They're asking themselves, what the hell is going on? Where did all the providers go to? I mean, they have been through so much, and they are talking about the fact that we want love again, but can't figure it out why men aren't lining up for them and stepping up for their kids and funding their lifestyle. I mean, the same women who chase excitement in their prime are now expecting kings to play the cleanup game for them. I mean, men, they're talking about men. Men are absolutely done with this. I mean, walking away, choosing peace, refusing all the baggages that come with these single moms. Today, we're breaking down clips exposing this crisis, the stories, and the demands. I mean, the absolute shock wave that is going on about this. So, if you are asking yourself why the single moms are asking these questions as a king out there, I mean, watch this video and you are going to see a lot of exciting videos about most of the single moms and what they are talking about men right now in 2026, and the fact that these men are refusing to provide for them and being the protector of another man's kid.
Men are tired of being treated like a walking wallet, tired of disrespect, tired of begging for affection and a little peace. So they are choosing to stay single, not because they hate women, but because they are looking for a woman that values her role just as much as his. And honestly, I don't blame them, because relationships only work when both people show up and give.
The main problem is parents aren't raising girls to be wives. Men are staying single because so many women want a husband but don't want the work that comes with a real relationship. Marriage used to mean partnership, not convenience.
Why successful men stay single. It's often the same mechanism that makes men savage in the workplace that also makes them extremely intelligent when it comes to women. For example, successful men know how to sniff out desperation and entitlement. Most women want their lifestyle, not them, so they become experts at sniffing that shit. They don't settle.
Hello, TikTokers. So I used to think that people are single for years and years. I'm like, oh, what's wrong with them? Why are they single? Why don't they have a boyfriend? Or why aren't they remarried? Or what have you? And this December will be 5 years that I've been single. And I've tried to date. And dating's hard. And dating apps are hard. And you swipe because it's all an attraction thing and it's just a picture, and you don't know the person and you don't know their personality and you don't know their background and you don't know their future dreams and hopes. And I just think it'd be so much easier to meet someone in person, but where do you meet these people in person? So I am going to do a few singles events, but it's hard to date. And maybe there is something wrong with me, but maybe there isn't.
Why is dating so frustrating? Why? So talking to this guy on this dating app, right, for about 2 weeks, exchange phone numbers, everything's good, asks me tonight, what are your plans this weekend? When I say, oh, my kids are actually with their dad this weekend. I work on Saturday, but just half the day. How about you? Oh, I have no plans. Then fucking nothing. Nothing after that. Not would you like to meet up? Do you want to make plans? No, nothing. Why? Why even ask? Why are you even asking what my plans are if you have no intention of asking? And the other thing that pisses me off is that I feel like people that do that just expect you to not have plans. Like they can ask you last minute. Like they'll ask me tomorrow night, hey, you want to hang out tonight? No, motherfucker, I'm busy. And now I'm busy, right? Am I really busy? No. But I'm going to tell you I'm busy because you really think that you can ask people the last minute to do something? Like make a plan, make it a priority. Because if people don't feel like they're a priority, they don't want to spend their time with you, right? Like when I'm dating somebody, you are my priority. I make you my priority, right? I don't know. Dating nowadays is just so different. I don't think I'm ready for it at all. Nope.
Single mothers don't understand that the second they get single mothers, even if they are good mothers, no one ever complains about that. It doesn't mean your value is not lower. The second you become a mother, your value in the marketplace of dating is completely lowered. Men do not prefer to be with women that have kids.
I just saw a guy post a video about 5 reasons why everyone's single right now. And it was just, he hit all the points so perfectly. If I remember his name, I'll like drop his name or tag it in the comments. But there was one point he talked about in particular that I thought was so interesting that not a lot of people talk about why everyone is single. And it's actually something I've seen a lot, especially used kind of as an excuse for men. But I just thought this point was really interesting. Because the obvious reasons are, you know, social media, dating apps, et cetera, has ruined dating, which we know this. Yes, that's true. But another point he made is that a lot of people, like older generations, when they met when they were like super poor or like they didn't have to be like in a certain place in life in order to get into a relationship and get married. And now we see a lot of people today who use that as an excuse to not get into a relationship or not want something serious or not want marriage. They say that they need to do X, Y, and Z, or they need to make a certain amount of money in order to be in a relationship or feel comfortable to take something seriously. And I especially see this with men a lot, men that I've talked to, men that my girlfriends have talked to, even guy friends that I've talked to who are almost 30 and still not ready because they're not where they want to be in life, or they're not making a certain amount of money, or don't have that business that they've been wanting to start, which to a certain extent I get. Sometimes you do need to focus on yourself and you really just don't have time to bring another person into your life. But it gets to a certain point where I just feel like it's like, I'm sorry, but you're going to end up being single for the rest of your life. Like, I think that if you want a family, then prioritizing getting into a relationship is something that should be important to you, especially when you're in your late 20s. Because you're going to start running out of options. People are going to start getting into relationships and getting married, and your options become more and more limited the older you get. And one example I can think of is somebody that I know who is in their mid-30s already and is someone who is like posting and like reposting content about like having to like work on yourself, or like kings chase the crown and don't chase the queen, like that type of content. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, but and this is a person that has said that like they do want to get married and have a family one day. And I'm like, you're already in your mid-30s and you're like consuming and liking this kind of content of like you still need to keep working on yourself and like achieve all these things, like just obviously like not prioritizing or like wanting to put any sort of effort into starting some sort of serious relationship. Like I don't know. I really don't understand it, because to me, I think that you can always work on yourself and better yourself even while in a relationship. Like, isn't that the whole point? Like, you're going to change and grow, but you're going to do that with somebody who is there to support you and be in your corner. And I think that whole aspect of a relationship is so cool. And like, I am someone who wants a family and kids. If you don't ever want a family and kids, and obviously it's not something you ever need to prioritize, but I don't know. It's just something I've seen time and time again with like guys, especially that like I've talked to, or just like guy friends of like, they're already in their late 20s or early 30s and they're still not ready to settle down because they're not in the certain place that they want to be in life. And like my parents, for example, they have been happily married for a long time and met when they were both super poor. And my mom just knew that my dad was a really hard worker, had a lot of ambition and drive in life, and wanted to grow with him, and they did together. My mom was able to become a stay-at-home mom because my dad now makes a lot of money, but he wasn't when they first met, and my mom was actually making more money than him when they first met. And yeah, I feel like we've like completely lost that. Like, I don't know, I think it's just really interesting. Like, I think our culture a lot really emphasizes this like self, like you need to like work on yourself and like self-improvement and self-growth. And it's like, yes, to a certain extent you do, and it is important, but it just gets to a certain point where it's like, if you're not going to put any sort of effort into trying to like meet people or get into like a serious relationship, and having a family and kids is something you want, it's like, then like, how are you going to get that? Like, I don't know. Does anybody else like feel this way or have experienced this? But it's really crazy to me, because I'm like, you're already like I'm like, dude, what do you mean you're not ready yet? Like, you're literally running out of time. Like, and I guess for women too, it's like women who like want kids maybe think about it more than guys who want kids. It's like, we do have like a biological clock in a sense. Guys don't really have to worry about that as much. So maybe that's like part of the reason too, but I don't know. I just find it so interesting. And yeah, it's like, you can still work on yourself while getting into a relationship. Like, I just don't understand.
5 main reasons from my point of view why so many people in the younger generations are single and unmarried. And for reference, the numbers are crazy compared to previous generations. In 1970, 80% of people were married by the time they hit the age of 30. Right now it's at 30%. And 50% of all people under the age of 30 are single in general, which is so much higher compared to every generation that preceded us. And spoiler alert, you will notice a commonality across every single reason that I list. It all kind of stems from the same thing. Reason number 1, and you know I'm going to say it, it's social media. Gen Z is the most socially connected generation while also being the most socially disconnected generation of all time. And you would think in theory social media is a good tool that would enable you to be connected with other people. Like, you can literally, through the power of your phone, connect with any person across the entire world through the click of a button. And you would think that would be a good thing, but that's not what it does. The fact that social media exists has actually prevented and hindered people from interacting with one another face to face like they did in every generation before us. Because you have the power to send pictures of yourself to them all the time or text them all the time. You don't actually get to practice your verbal skills, your articulation, your approachability, your vulnerability towards other humans. You don't get to do it anymore because you're just doing everything on social media. This also means that there are fewer third places or shared spaces where people are mingling and meeting each other because they don't go to them anymore. This used to be churches or clubs or local communities. If you like to do art or pottery, you would go and you would meet someone there. The gym. People don't approach anyone anymore because they have the fallback option of going on social media and looking them up and stalking them and seeing everything about them before they actually go out into the world and take a chance on talking to someone in person. So there's less face-to-face interaction. If you go out into public and you make eye contact with someone for 1 second, they honestly get scared most of the time and they look away because they're so used to having their head buried in their phone. No one knows how to give off good social cues anymore. Girls don't give off good social cues to guys. Guys don't know how to receive a good social cue and go up and approach a girl. It's a terrible issue. And this leads to my second point, that each individual that is on social media has their own individual culture and their own algorithm that they are growing up in. There is no commonality between genders. The content I am consuming, I guarantee you, is 1,000,000 times different from the content that a woman my exact same age is consuming. And that is not how it was in the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, the early 2000s. People used to have cultural events that they would all see. They would all take in the same news, the same movies, the same events. Everyone would go to the same places. That doesn't exist now because there's streaming services all over the place. Our Instagram Reels are different algorithms. Our TikTok Reels or TikToks are different algorithms. Each one of us is getting fed something different. And because people are consuming different algorithms, both sides have voices that essentially clash with one another. They don't mesh. They're headbutting with one another. I could dive into that for 10 minutes on the advice guys are hearing compared to the advice women are hearing. It just doesn't ever line up. But the one thing that does line up between both algorithms across genders is that this side is telling guys they can do better and this side is telling women that they can do better. And that leads to nobody actually getting together and trying to do something with a normal human being. And honestly, that's a perfect segue into point number 3 with people thinking that they can do better. Dating apps. Once again, in theory, dating apps would be a great thing. You'd think, oh, if we're online all the time, we can create something that makes the perfect guy match with the perfect women. And then they can just get together and get married and have kids and live a happy life. Not how it works. And here's the problem that I have with dating apps. Dating apps essentially are encouraging people to meet up with individuals that they would not meet if they were going about their normal lives. For example, you can find someone on a dating app in my shoes. I could see someone on a dating app that is a 10 out of 10 looks-wise. Another reason why they suck. You're evaluating someone basically on their looks. So I could see someone on the app, they look 10 out of 10. I send them a like, we start talking, and then we go out, we have dinner, we do something, but we don't mesh with one another. Why? Because would we ever cross paths?
So let's take the obvious kings. Single mom of 4 dropped her story. I mean, she's talking about the fact that she's been through a lot, and she's still looking for love out there. But dating is so hard these days, and seeing men, she's seeing men just pass by. I mean, bro, the formula they want is to push, is to be predictable. I mean, most of these single moms out there really want to look predictable, non-married, multiple kids, high expectations. Then they are shocked when men treat it like it's a play and not a provision. I mean, men aren't stupid. They see the pattern, the excitement phase with the bad boys. Then when they ask you to step up, when you try to date them, they ask you to demand, they are demanding for a reality that most of them even can't conceive. I mean, that is really, really crazy. So they talk about, I don't want you as a step parent, but the baggages they want to carry. They want you to fund their bills, to be the provider, the protector of all their resources, but they don't want you in their kids' life. They don't want you as a step parent. I mean, most guys are finding out why most of these girls, these single moms, why most of these women are single moms, and they are not having it right now in 2026. So most men are saying no more funding to all these bills and all these relationships right now. That is what they are saying in 2026. So single motherhood isn't easy, that is for sure. But the confusion ignores the choices. The body counts in double digits. I mean, the reform talks, then expecting traditional provider role. Men hear this. They talk about the fact that they need help for their kids, as they need help for their wallets too. That is just another way of saying you need help for your wallets. So these nice guys out there are gonna pick them out. These nice guys out there who used to be Sims are gonna fund these bills, but they are not having this anymore, and most of them have checked out of this, and now they seal their self-worth and self-respect. So fellas, if you've seen this, women friend zoning people, women friend zoning men, I mean, then crying when those men won't rescue them. Dating with kids is so weird. And yeah, when men see the risk and they walk away, and they no refunds on the past decisions, these women just tend to freak out. So look at this most single women are admitting the struggle. I mean, wanting a husband but facing rejections. One flipped when men suggest accountability. I mean, you want us to propose too? That's what most of the single women are asking. They're asking if they want, if the men are asking them to propose, that this is really being delusional. That men are really being delusional out there. They want traditional benefits without traditional behaviors. That is exactly what is happening. So they preach independence. I mean, badge of providers as boring, then panic when the pool dries out and no men are coming after them again. Men are chasing it better, they are choosing better, they are hitting the gyms, they are getting their money. I mean, they are getting their peace of mind, and the story moves on. And the brothers don't want this anymore. No action, just what? So for a woman who is out there, I mean, you need to look at your choices very well. You need to vet very well. I mean, own your consequences as a woman. Provider men really exist out there for women who will bring their values to the table, the stability, the respect, and not clean up after somebody's chaos. Most men out there wouldn't do that. So the beautiful part about this, the confusion forces reflection. More men are elevating themselves. More single moms are seeing the war, and the provider role isn't dead as many people see it. it is just reserved for the women who really can earn this status. So that is the truth, guys. So for the fellows who are watching this, I mean, if you are refusing the single mom pipeline or prioritizing yourself, the commitment, the bag and peace first before anything, you know your what, guys. Avoid the traps most of these women set out there. So, and for the ladies watching this, if you are a single mom seeking the real change, start with the accountability and your better choices for a man. Then men worth having will work towards you, and not other stories you've always been pushing. So this is not just a hate against women, it's just facing the reality about dating in 2026, and most single moms are confused because the script has flipped on them and men are walking away, and the time to adapt or to accept the game change is actually now. So thanks for watching the video, thanks for subscribing. I'll see you in the next video.